From Omro down to Mayville, from Rosendale to the Ledge, and everywhere in between, it's time to get you caught up on everything happening in the Flyway Conference. This is the Flyway Focus Sport Report, your home for the best whip-around coverage of your favorite local teams. Now, with all the latest, here's Jordan King.
Good Tuesday morning to you. The Flyway Focus Sports Report is brought to you by Cole Oil and Propane, providing energy solutions for Flyway Conference Communities for over 100 years. Check them out at www.coleoilandpropane.com. Laconia girls basketball had yet another ranked non-conference game last night. This time, the Spartans hosted Division II 7th-ranked West De Pere, and Laconia got the 75-59 win. The Spartans found themselves down by 10 with 4 minutes left in the first half. That's when they switched to a 1-3-1 defense, and the entire game changed. Laconia finished the half on a 15-0 run, and then kept it going to start the second half. All told, the run was 24-0, spanning the end of the first and start of the second half. Tierney Madigan says the team didn't know whether they could play the zone against West De Pere.
We didn't think we were going to be able to play 1-3-1 because they're a good shooting team and they're really quick, but we just ended up playing better in that than man, and it really helped us in the end.
Madigan finished with the game-high 25 points, including 17 in the second half. That's when the trio of Madigan, Finley Morgan, and Aubrey Leonard took over, specifically Leonard, who hit a couple of big threes and also got to the rim anytime she wanted, finishing with the season-high 22 points. Coach Chris Morgan on Leonard.
Aubrey had a great game. Probably best game of the season for her. She's just really hard to stay in front of when she plays under control and changes her speeds. We knew we were going to have matchups at times, so we had to exploit those matchups. You know, they always had one kid on the floor, two kids that probably were not going to stay in front of Aubrey.
Leonard, meanwhile, didn't take all the credit. She says offense was working in the second half with the whole team sharing the ball, working to get great shots.
Coach just told us to keep moving the ball, and our shots will come for us. And it just worked. You know, my team did a great job moving the ball.
Big win for the Spartans. They moved to 11-2 on the year. Lamira had a non-conference game at home as well. The Lions took care of Marquezan 60-39. Josie Christian scored 29 points. Savannah Free had 10. And Whitney Wachowski chipped in 6 for the Lions. She hit a pair of threes. That win moves Lamira to 8-6. We'll have a story from that game on the website this morning. There were 4 boys basketball games last night, all non-conference. Omro's boys stayed unbeaten since the calendar turned to 2025. The Foxes knocked off Berlin in a tight 166-63 the final. Winnebago Lutheran hosted East Central leading Waupun last night, and the Vikings took one on the chin, 95-58. Gannon Schwartz and Aiden Hawkinson went blow for blow. Both stellar guards had 30 for their teams. Waupun hit a whopping 15 threes in the blowout win. Campbellsport and North Fondy both took losses yesterday as well. Campbellsport dropped a 71-48 game to Kettle Moraine Lutheran. North Fondy lost 72-34 to Marquezan. That brings us to today's action. It's the final game of the first round of the conference double round robin for girls basketball. 3 of the games feature teams in the top half against teams in the bottom half. First place Laconia is on the road at 6th place Winnebago Lutheran. Second place Springs is at 7th place Campbellsport. Lamira is tied for 4th place, and the Lions are at last place Mayville. Omro is 4-2, and in 3rd place the Foxes host 3-3 North Fondy. The Lamira-Mayville game tips at 6:15. The other 3 at 7. There are 3 more non-conference boys basketball games tonight. Lamira is at Wautoma. The Hornets have not won a game yet this year. They're 0-9. Mayville is on the road at Horicon. Horicon 5-5, right in the middle of the pack in the Trailways East. Barrett Meyer averages 19 points per game for the Marshmen. And finally, Laconia hosts Winneconne. The Wolves are 4-8 on the year. They have 2 different players that average about 24 per game, Brody Schaefer and Parker Ingalls. And perhaps we buried the lead. Tonight is the annual Sturgeon Cup at the Blue Line between Springs and Fondy hockey. Springs is 14-1 on the year, haven't lost since their opening game. Fondy is 6-7. The rivalry game is crucial for Badgerland Conference standings. Both teams are 3-1, trying to chase down the Neenah Co-op in first place. Should be a good one tonight at the Blue Line. We'll recap everything from this evening tomorrow morning. We'll talk to you then. For the Flyway Focus Sports Report, I'm Jordan King.